back when we were talking about universal health care, there was a lot of the talk was centered on selling universal health care is a great idea, but this is a very liberal crowd. We all already bought into universal health care being a good idea. How are we going to implement it? Because a lot of the problem with the ACA was it was a great framework that states deliberately sabotaged because a lot of middle state legislatures had their hands in that honeypot that the ACA was cutting off. So, are we talking about kicking it back to the states and letting the states sabotage it again?
No, I actually think that that model is has huge opportunity for people for political purposes or maybe for corrupt purposes, financial purposes, to have their hands in the cookie jar. I don't know because I've never established a healthcare system. I can't tell you the inner workings of it, but I'll tell you that when when a doctor provides a service, when medical provides a service, the way it ought to work is they bill the federal government, the government pays that bill, and then there can be a process of negotiating, at what level is appropriate, and let them sort out the pricing models. And there's a way for doctors and medical providers to make their own living, and to reward people for the really hard work it is to be a doctor, without robbing the rest of us. But I don't think having the states directly involved is a smart idea, because Oklahoma is a great example of this, where we will cut off our nose to spite our face. We will turn down free money from the government to take care of people because A, it makes a great political theater, and B, they begin to fear, well, in 5 years it may run out. It hasn't been extended that long, and now we don't want to write a check we can't cash. We'll be on the hook, is what you hear people say. Well, if we just get the states out of the role of paying the bills at all, it's not about giving the state money so the state can issue money. How about you just have doctors that are approved doctors, and if someone goes to the doctor, then the government pays that bill, and it doesn't need to be a pass through for the state at all. I don't know how that has value. I know there's probably some expert on here that will tell us that interstate commerce requires some kind of mechanism. Okay, fair, but we can get around that. But I don't want Governor Stitt to be able to say, over my dead body, and now everybody in Oklahoma is without health care, just to make a point.
Yeah, I had a similar situation with Alaska spending almost $2 million on a website that had absolutely no function, was completely unusable, all because of the governor at the time didn't want to support the system, and it made excellent political theater, and it made millions of dollars for their friends.
Right,
Um,
and I think
Well,
you're
there
onto
you
something
go.
really important there, because there's so many ways, and being in the military and getting having some expertise in the defense industrial base, when you're dealing with contracts with the government, there are so many ways for people to steal from the government, and unfortunately, under this administration, it seems they have taken the teeth out of, probably worse than taking the teeth out of. In some cases, I think they've shut down offices whose whole job is to do that, to prevent those kind of things. Inspectors general, those who do oversight of contracts, and certain things like the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, have been shut down, if not shut down, defunded to the point that they're irrelevant. I agree with you. I think there's any chance we have to remove that opportunity is smart, because human nature is for people to cheat. And then if we find someone cheating, we should come off the top rope and crush them, and claw back ill-gotten gains and put people in prison for stealing.